Welcome in to the Early Edge. I'm your host, Allan Bell. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. But I'll tell you what, before we get to Saturday, let's take a look at how we did on Friday here. And boy, we've got a ton of picks. A lot of greens, a lot of reds. I didn't help you much going 1 for 2 with the Braves, even though it seemed like everybody was going to go through it. Matt Olson hitting a grand slam in the first inning. But didn't get much out of Riley or Acuna. That said, though, PropStarz coming through with Brian Bayo over 17.5 outs, and Charlie Morton to record a win. Props hit that in the bottom of the first inning. That was nice there. And look at Sia up top, man. Red Sox, boom, nice job. Kevin Streelman over Carl Yuan in the Barbasol. Well done on that one. All right, enough of me yapping. Let's bring in the stars of the show and get this thing going. So, fellas, first off, I've got to tell you, all right, we brought out the coach starter jacket today in honor of our man, the coach, and get some good luck going on here. So fired up about that one. Amags, PropStarz, how we doing? Mags, what's good, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, AB? I like that. That is a sharp-looking jacket, my man. So we got some Saturday day baseball going on, some night baseball. Should be a good day.
It should, man. PropStarz, what's up, bro?
Looking good, AB. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, coach, making his triumphant return shortly. Can't wait to see that guy. But, feeling good. That looks awesome, man. That looks awesome.
We got a picture of him on here and everything, dude. I'm telling you, this is one of one. It is the best jacket on the planet. All right. Speaking of best, man, Max, you've been on fire, dude. Go ahead and start us off, man. What do you got today?
Yeah,
actually, hold on. I messed you up there. We've got games to play before we get to picks. That's where I messed you up. That's my fault. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, dude, look, I messed you up, man. All right, first one. Major League Baseball favorites, okay? Fade or follow. Let me put these on the screen here. Get this thing going. Okay, so what you have here. Padres, minus 130 at the Phillies. Reds, minus 130 at home against the Brewers. Yankees, minus 160 at the Colorado Rockies. So, Mags, I'll throw it to you over to you first, man. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm assuming here, because they have a doubleheader, you're probably talking about game one for the Padres, which has, Blake Snell on the mound. So I'll take them at minus 130. I do like the matchup against the Phillies today for Snell.
All right. PropStarz, holla at me, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm going to look at that matchup, but I'm actually going to explore the total here. I believe you can find it up to 9 on some books. I like the under, actually, quite a bit. Speaking of that pitching matchup, Blake Snell on the mound, having a phenomenal season, potentially Cy Young, at least over the past few months. He's been pitching like a Cy Young Award winner, but Phillies have really struggled against opposing southpaws. I think he's going to have success in this matchup, and he's going to be opposed by Ranger Suarez, who has also pitched very well recently. So I'm looking at this total in this game. If you could find 9, I think that's a play. 8.5, I like it there as well. Also looking at that first 5 under 5.5, I believe you can find that on FanDuel. So just a couple different ways to potentially attack this Padres versus Phillies sneaky under a potential pitching duel between two underrated pitchers right now.
Okay. I'll tell you another thing that's underrated. One of our partners. Let's take a quick break and hear from them. All right, we are back. Now, number 2. All right, who is hitting a bomb today? All right, here's the 3 that we've got. Byron Buxton, plus 275. Matt Olson, plus 300. Jose Ramirez, plus 325. Props, we go to you first, buddy. I have a feeling where you're going to go. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a good number, AB. I do like Matt Olson quite a bit today, but I'm going to go with my Jose Ramirez. I like this spot for him. He's had a lot of success against Andrew Heaney, who he's going to be facing 4 at-bats, I believe, in his career, and 2 of those he has gone yard. I like Ramirez in this matchup. So, yeah, let's go Jose over for the home run.
Okay. All right. Mags, where you going, bro?
Yeah, well, a little bit of foreshadowing onto my pick here just after this, but I like Matt Olson plus 300 against Lance Lynn in Atlanta. We saw the grand slam yesterday, so I will keep riding the hot hand with him.
All right, I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to go Buxton just to keep it honest here, so we got all 3 covered there. Look, I think he is due. And, I'm so fascinated to see how hitters across Major League Baseball do coming out of the All-Star break. We saw some go off, in their first game on Friday night. I'm interested to see how Saturday, today, and Sunday look as well. All right, man, let's go ahead and get into our picks. But before we do, let's hear one more word from one of our partners. And we are back. Okay, now, here's the deal. Number one, this was a bet. Well, it was a good choice on the coach jacket because, obviously, coach brings the karma. It's hot as hell in this one, so I'm already sweating through it badly. However, what I don't think we're going to be sweating, Mags, your pick today, bro. Hit it. What do you got?
Yeah, well, real quick, I did see something in the chat about the Blake Snell thing. Somebody said he's not starting today. I don't see anything about that, but maybe we'll check in at the end of the show about him starting, whether or not in the game one there. But my pick today, like I said, Matt Olson, I'm going to go over 2.5 on the hits, runs, and RBIs. I got it on DraftKings plus 100. So we're looking at a little plus money here on this over 2.5. And Matt Olson, I think today the game plan for Olson is to pick out a fastball and to just absolutely crank it. Lance Lynn between the fastball and the cutter, a variation of the fastball. He is throwing that over 64% of the time. That's a lot of straight pitches coming at Olson today. A guy that we saw yesterday has been lining the baseball up. So I'm going to take him on the over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
All right, now let me throw a question back to you real quick. All right, so we've got the Braves hosting the White Sox in Atlanta, Truist Park. Weather could be an issue today. Could be, I say, because there are thunderstorms in the forecast for around the Atlanta area, but it's kind of iffy of what we're going to get. What weather are you looking at that you have down there at Truist?
So at Truist, it does look like it's going to be clear from the sources that I see, but it does say that there's going to be, potentially heavy wind around, like 10, 12 miles an hour or so. But the rain looks like it should be all right. There's a few other spots today that we're looking at, like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, even the Mets. So rain in those spots probably could be a bigger issue than I think at Truist. But maybe humidity there at Truist. We've seen the ball jump at that park when it's not humid. So then you put a high amount of humidity in there. I do think that potentially could be an impact more so than just the rain.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'll tell you what, that'll lead right into my picks. I've got 4 of them. Humidity is going to be through the roof, man, down there, especially if it does storm, because it's going to be, an hour and a half, I believe, before first pitch, somewhere around there. Humidity levels are going to be through the roof. So, look, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, first one, Braves, team total over 5.5. I think that they're going to smash again against the White Sox there. Look, my man Austin Riley. All right, I'm sticking with him. All right, I've been riding with him the last week and a half leading into the All-Star break. He hasn't hit anything. He didn't hit anything last night. Do you know what? I'm going to stick with my dude. He's too good of a hitter. It's going to come through. We got to bring the karma for our boy Riley. So, look, I'm going to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 125. I certainly understand if there's anyone who is like, I'm not playing Austin Riley. Dude, I get it. 100% get it. I'm just going to ride my man till he comes through. Also, did not come through last night as well. Ronald Acuna, I'm going right back to the train. Over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 105. Getting plus money here. I think Acuna gets the job started and gets it rolling out there because, again, it's just so very few often that the Braves are going off and he's not a part of it somehow. You know what I mean? So 100% on that one. And then lastly, my 4th play. Dude, Giancarlo Stanton, over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs in Colorado. I think your boy is going to go off. I think he has an excellent shot at doing this today. Mags, what do you think about that? You're the Yankees guy here.
Yeah, so I liked it, yesterday against the lefty Gomber. It did worry me a little bit because Gomber had been good, and we saw, as a Yankees fan, it stunk to see him go deep in the game against us. But, yeah, Stanton crushed the baseball yesterday, so I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, he's hitting the hell out of it, man. 100%, right? PropStarz. All right, dude. Hey, you're hitting 3rd technically, but you know what? It's going to be our cleanup hitter today. So what do you got, bro? Break it down.
Yeah, AB. I want to propose something really quickly. I think the AB3 should now should be called the Braves team total, Acuna and Austin Riley. So going forward, I think we should consider that, AB. But speaking of hitting 3rd, what if I told you there was someone hitting in between Matt Olson, in between Ronald Acuna, that has 22 home runs, 66 RBIs and gets zero attention. I am talking about Ozzie Albies. This guy has been so good, having a career season for the Braves. Switch hitter, just been phenomenal, batting second in this incredibly potent lineup. Obviously very favorable there, pitching between those two, or excuse me, hitting between those two guys. But as a result, they keep posting 1.5 numbers for him. I'm going to take them all day. He has been a cashing machine for me this season, Albies, that is. So, yeah, we're going to go over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs with Albies. He's got very good career stats versus Lance Lynn, and he can obviously hit from either side of the plate, which makes sense because Lynn really struggles against opposing left-handed hitters. So, yeah, love Ozzie Albies over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Mentioned Jose Ramirez during the home run prop. I like his hits, run, RBI prop as well. Can find this at 1.5. I mentioned I like the matchup against Andrew Heaney. 4 career at-bats, 2 of those home runs. I think he has a double in as well. Just like this spot for him. I think this number should likely be 2.5. So, yeah, let's go. Couple of batters props over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for our guy Ozzie Albies and for Jose Ramirez.
Dude, you're not lying about Albies, man. Like, he does not get credit. Like, that's the thing. And look, all 3 of us have talked about this multiple times on the show, and people laugh. Because like, dude, you guys just bet the Braves. Well, 1, they're consistent. Like, this team hits constantly, right? But number 2, like 1 through 9, man, like they're dangerous. And the best part about playing those hits, runs, RBIs bets with this team is that the back end can hit. The back end gets on, man. So you have so many opportunities to where you'll have Acuna, leading off, in say the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, whatever. And you've got 2 dudes that are on, right? 1st and 2nd, no outs. Albies coming up right after that. Riley, Olsen, like keep going down the list, man. Like you have opportunities everywhere. And, even with Acuna, like there's a lot of times to where if his number's 2.5, like 2 of those are going to be runs scored, right? Where he gets walked. So I'm with you, man. Like that's why I love this bet so much. I know sometimes it could definitely be frustrating for sure. But yeah, man, like this team just gets down in so many different ways. They have so many guys that can hit. So I feel you on that one. All right, let's take a look at the recap screen here and break this thing down. Mags is on Matt Olson over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 100. PropStarz is on Ozzie Albies over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 130, as well as Jose Ramirez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 130 as well. I am on the Braves team total over 5.5, minus 105. Austin Riley over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 125. Ronald Acuna over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 105. And Giancarlo Stanton over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 115. Okay, so I'm going to pull up our stats here that we can, take a look at our top 5s. While I do that, Mags, talk to me about Spencer Strider, man. K-props today. Like, what are you thinking? What are you looking at? I'm going to pull this up. Break it down, man. What do you got?
Yeah, so I did mention, Strider and the Braves. And I think when you look at that recap screen too, it is kind of nice to see, look, the 3 of us do agree that we like the Braves spot today. I think Lance Lynn, when you throw a fastball that much against this lineup, you can get yourself in real trouble. So I think it's nice to see that we agree there. So Spencer Strider, I was looking at it. He hasn't missed this line at over 8.5 strikeouts, but once this year, and it was in a start that he gave up 8 earned at home, and he still struck out 8. So he's been at 8 or more in every single start at home. I do think that is something that you want to look at, especially when you're looking at these pitchers. Just being at home, being in their routine, sometimes just sleeping in your own bed could make a big difference. So when you look at Strider today, I do like him over 8.5. I'll call it a lean just because of the potential with weather or what we see in intense humidity. I'm not really sure I want to play it, especially at an 8.5 for the juice there. And then a couple things on K-props real quick. I'm going to fire these out. Probably in a little bit here.
I'm going to pull this up. Yeah, keep talking. Keep going.
So it pays to watch live, right? So these are some of the ones that I like for today. Glass now, over 7.5. It's about like minus 130 right now, minus 135. We had Sniper on that play yesterday. The game got postponed and pushed to today. I do agree with him that I like Glass now to go over 7.5. Secondly, there, Gossman, it looks like he's injured. He's out today. And I think they said Bassett is going to start for him. So if you have any props on him, if you liked him over 6.5, he's not going to be starting today. And then another one that just came out, and I like it a lot, Pablo Lopez at minus 140 on BetMGM. I played it there for over 7.5 strikeouts. Just against this Oakland lineup. Last night we played Maeda. If you follow me on Twitter, we played Maeda at plus money for over 5.5. He only lasted 3 innings, but he still had 6 strikeouts to cash the over for us there. Pablo Lopez, I really like what he's been doing, especially with the strikeouts. So I'm going to take him over 7.5 here today. And it pays to watch live, just like I said, man. Yeah, there you go. We had some questions in the chat about K-props and whatnot, so that's what I'm thinking today.
There you go. All right, I'll read through these real quick. So our top 5, and these are all according to the SportsLine simulations here. So top 5 to hit a home run today: Matt Olson, Brandon Lowe, Jose Ramirez, Manny Machado, Paul Goldschmidt there. Stolen bases: Ronald Acuna, Wander Franco, Bobby Witt, and Wander Franco there. Starting pitchers in terms of strikeouts, we've got Spencer Strider at 8.15 strikeouts today. Tyler Glasnow at 7.63. Blake Snell, 7.25 strikeouts. Gossman, 7.01, even though, as you said, Bassett looks like it's going to be him. And Kodai Senga at 6.99. So I'm going to pull this down just a little bit. I'll leave it on the screen so people can see. But what are you guys looking at, man? Like, Mags, you just gave us yours. PropStarz, anything that stands out to you there?
I'll pull a bucket Series B and go off the board, but I'll mention a K-prop that I've got my eye on that I've personally played. That's fading Andrew Abbott of the Reds, going under 6.5 strikeouts. I know it's against Milwaukee, who gives up a ton of Ks, but they've actually been a bit stingier, particularly recently. He's also faced them twice already. This will be his 3rd start, I believe his 2nd consecutive start against Milwaukee. So there's a lot of familiarity there. Looking at Abbott's metrics, I really think he's a major regression candidate if we're looking at swinging strike percentage, contact rate as well. So yeah, I think he's a great fade. I'd fade him against any opponent, but I'm incentivized, especially when it's against Milwaukee, who again he's faced. This will be his 3rd start, and I believe 7 starts in his rookie season. Major regression candidate, in my opinion, for the remainder of the season. So I'm going to fade Andrew Abbott today under 6.5 strikeouts.
Okay. All right. I like it. All right. Our final game, then we'll get out of here. Let everybody have their weekend and enjoy it. As we always do on Saturdays, our man, Trent Wade, coming through with the NASCAR picks. All right. So I've got the graphic here ready to go. I'm going to read through them, and you guys pick which one you like the most. All right. You guys ready? Okay. So head-to-head, Brad Keselowski, minus 112 over Bubba Wallace. All right. Top 10 finishes. Ryan Blaney, minus 155. Brad Keselowski, minus 125. And the winning manufacturer. All right, we could bet on who is making these cars. Going with Toyota, plus 130. All right, break it down, boys. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed not to see Jessica Chastain's cousin Ross on the board. Was hoping to go with Ross, my guy, Jessica's cousin, but I did used to drive a Toyota Tundra. I'm a fan of Toyota pickup trucks, so I will back Toyota, who I do believe is a great auto manufacturer.
All right, there you go. Mags, what are you looking at here?
You know I'm a sucker for the long last names. So I do like that head-to-head with Keselowski over Bubba Wallace.
Okay, there you go, man. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go Blaney, top 10 finish, so that, again, we go across the board here, and we got picks. I really like props. You repping Toyota there. How was that Tundra? Was that a good truck for you?
It was, and a little-known fact with the Toyota trucks, you can actually kind of remove some of the letterings on the back, AB, and you can make it say Toyota Taco.
Nice. All right, now you're talking about language right there. I love it, man.
On a Tacoma. I apologize. Not on a Tundra, on a Tacoma. Yeah.
I was gonna say I wasn't gonna question the spelling there, but you know what? I knew where you were going with it, right?
Yeah.
I knew where you were going. All right. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Hey, one quick thing. Just saw it in the chat here. Yesterday I think it was Sniper gave out Machado to hit a homer, and he did homer yesterday. So when you see Machado against a lefty, I believe it was against a lefty there, but. When you see anytime you see Machado against a lefty, I would take that one. So good call to whoever it was. I think it was Sniper, but if it wasn't, I apologize. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
I believe, on the show.
I think you're right. And you know what? You bring up a good point too. Machado against lefties is like Olsen against righties. Like you just play it. Like, I mean, these dudes just smash, man. They 100% do. So Yeah, well done, the sniper there. Good luck to you, boy Olsen, today as well. And Ramirez, props for you, my boy, as well. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be live Sunday morning, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.